Vinca plant care in winter days requires to consider some really important points in mind, for healthy and growing plant. If you follow up these tips and tricks, your Vinca plant will definitely keeps its growth consistent. Winter season is not its season, and it can harm your Vinca plant really badly, due to sudden decrease in the temperature of the environment. But following this video will ensure the survival of Vinca plant in such odd conditions. Vinca plant is a summer season plant that grow very fast in these days, but as the winter starts the temperature changes, humidity rises, sun come up very rarely. These changes affects the growth style of Vinca plant. The intensity of coolness in the air matters very much. If winters are extremely cold in your area, then it is obvious the Vinca plants would not survive. But these tips will definitely gives you better results. The most common problem in Vinca winter care is your watering technique. In summers the soil of Vinca plant dries out very quickly, and requires to be watered daily or twice a day. But as the temperature goes down, the soil mix starts to dry out very rarely. The best way to water is to wait for the Vinca soil mix to dry out a little. If you water over a moist soil mix, it may get blocked in the soil. That can cause the rotting of roots, and an overwatered condition. In result, a stunted growth, yellow leaves, dying condition of Vinca plant appears. So the solution is really simple. In the whole winter days, water only when the soil feels dry. Quality of soil mix also depends very much here. If your soil mix is water blocking and hard, then watering goes very bad and can be fatal. Vinca plant is an easy to grow plant and a well draining, soft soil mix works really well for it. You can make a simple soil recipe at home. Simply mix these ingredients in similar ratios. This homemade soil mix works just perfect for growing Vinca plant in pots. Otherwise you can use this regular potting mix from the description box. The next important thing is to consider in Vinca plant winter care is the location. As the Vinca plant is a flowering plant and a sunny spot is extremely important for its growth and blooming. But in winter days, the sun hardly comes up, therefore you must have to provide it a bright spot, away from night frost. Putting it near a sunny spot under a shade does the work well. When the sun shines, you can also put it in a full sun area. If you place your Vinca plant in an open area, the frost of night will definitely kill it. Therefore a sunny spot, or minimum a bright spot works very well. To protect the plant from the frost, you can also move it indoors. Vinca plant is a low maintenance plant, that can grow without any specific fertilizer very well. You can provide it a fertilizer in the summer days, but in the winters, as it the resting time of Vinca plant, therefore, you don't need to provide it any fertilizer. Adding too many fertilizers in winter days can be harmful. You should wait for the springs to give it a powerful fertilizer. But in winters, try to avoid fertilizing it as much as you can. Another extremely important point in Vinca plant winter care is about propagation. Vinca plant is a fast-growing plant that can be propagated within the season whenever you want. But winter is not its season, and you should definitely avoid its propagation in winter days. In the dormancy time period, the yellowing of Vinca leaves are perfectly normal. The problem occurs when we become panicked and starts adding fertilizers. The stress on the roots causes a stunted growth. And this thing turns fatal with time and other environmental conditions. Disturbing Vinca roots in winter days means to put it in a shock, and it is already in a shock, which is due to temperature decrease. One more stress on a stressed Vinca plant will definitely kill it. In winter days, you must avoid repotting and any other root work. The thumb rule is to let it grow on its own. So do not disturb the Vinca roots in winter days. You can repot it in the early springs. For any question leave a comment below. And must check out our other videos.